Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios a price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on 1 hour time frame and looking at the scenarios from the lows of 13th of October. Since then again we've had this move over here, of which again Dow has been very much more bullish than the other indices. Nasdaq and the S&P 500 has grown or gone up, but again they have not been that impulsive looking. So let's go through the counts that we have here. Again, at the moment we have 4 different counts of different looks and different things to look out for in these. So I'll talk through all of these briefly. In this one again, the idea is that we had a 5-way structure into A or wave 1, wave B as in a 3-way pullback here, and or wave 2. Then we would have another 1, 2, 3, 4, and again at this point the counts a bit divergence or have diverge from each other. On this one we will have the wave 4 here, and the ABC2 here we have a wave 4 in these lows. In this one again we would have to be saying that we have a kind of ugly looking 5-way structure, not invalid. We would have to be very creative, however, to get a 5-way structure into this one, which makes it less and less likely. At this point again we would have this as a 1, 2, and this would be much more bullish overall. The expectation would be that we would be getting a 3rd wave here. However, again this is very much similar size as the previous structure here, which could make it a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. That is not really my preference here overall, looking at the higher time frame, and if that would be the case then we would be considering targeting the 3rd wave instead of a C wave in here. Again 1.618, at which we would be starting to prefer that 3rd wave over the C wave overall. This would have to have an extension on the 5th, which is definitely possible. However, again generally we see them on wave 3s, but again this is not invalid by any means. Then we had again the other scenario where instead of here the wave 4 would be in these lows, and at this point again we would be getting this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and possibly completing the wave C sooner rather than later. Again we'll look into this smaller time frame structure here, whether this wave 5 is actually done or not. But yeah, that is the difference here. The only again bad thing about this is how much time it took to create this wave 4. Again, it does not really have the best look here on futures chart. The cash market might look a bit different though. Then we had the more bullish counts, at which again this would be an impulsive wave count up higher. This would be either the C wave or most likely the A wave of something, B wave and then C wave, creating something there. But again, depending on your view, this definitely can be the C wave and end of something as well, regarding the higher time frame again. So in this one again, the idea is that we had a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in here. Each subsequent wave is smaller than the previous in time and in price. That does not really fit too well into this wave 4 being so much longer than wave 2 in time. But again, that is the reason why we are having very much more of a channel look here instead of a contracting diagonal. So that is making it a bit less likely, or that is giving the less probabilities to that count or this count, just because of that wave 4 being so sideways. Generally we want to be seeing very clear 3-way structures, but of course this could be a double or double zigzag, which is again very much of a possibility. In here the expectation is that we are going to get this 5-way structure here like we had on all the previous wave structures. Whether it's done or not, we are going to be looking at the more local count. Then we had this where we had a 3-way structure into wave W, and now we would be looking for a 3-way structure here for wave X. In this one again, the structure is, instead of this being a start of something, it would be an end of something. And again, as we don't have too many of these 5-way structures in here, these are the key structures to play with. Again, you always got to think about what is the possibility here, and if a 5-way structure appears, can it be a start of something, or is it always an end of something? At this point again, on this count, it is an end of something where we are ending this wave C of that wave B. And then overall again, we would be A, B, and then C, looking for downwards. Again, whether this is done or not, we're looking next. But that is the point. Here, however, wave A is kind of small in comparison to wave B. Generally, wave B's do get larger than wave A's. However, this is kind of large now already, if we are comparing it in time. So let's take a look. Basic. That is more than 4 times the length. So it's starting to lose its probabilities as well. So as you see that all of the counts basically have something bad about them. But again, the point here is not to get the right count. The point is to get a trade setup that is supported by multiple counts and that gives it more probabilities. On all of these, basically, we are expecting a 5-way structure and then a drop down. Either we are just correcting this structure, or we would be example correcting this whole structure on this count, or in this this structure we would be correcting this whole thing. So again, that is the whole difference here. Now let's check out the more local structure here. Let's take a look at the ABC2 here as the higher time frame count, for example. So the more local structures again started from the 29th of November, where we had a potential 1, 2 here, then had a 3, and instead of having the wave 4 ending at these lows, where it can definitely, there is a 3-way structure there, and it is possible to label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We would have to ignore this wick here if we wanted to create a 5-way structure, because at the moment this is getting into the way of wave 1, or basically into the wave 1 territory, which is not allowed unless we want to be having this as a diagonal, expanding diagonal, which is again itself rare, and wave 5 here is not larger than wave 3 here. So I would feel okay as during these news events we are getting more volume into here, and we are getting some of these spikes, sometimes messing up whole counts. So I would feel fine if we had the top here indeed in place already. The other alternate here is, again, instead of this being the start of a wave 1 or wave A downwards, this would be the wave C of this A, let's see, B, and then C. So A, B, C. ABC count into a wave 4. It would be getting quite extended to 2.236, but again, that is not even the maximum, so it's all fine. 2.618 is the maximum I hold as a expanding flat, or expanded flat. But again, that is all fine. And since then, again, we had this tug of war against between the buyers and sellers here throughout the whole rest of the day, basically. And again, since then, after the market close, here we can see that volume is basically 0, and we've been just doing this very sideways action. There is a possibility where we are creating some kind of diagonal in here, but again, creating expanded diagonals is something that I don't really trade. I'm already long on this setup, this 1, 2, because again, this looked very good before the market closed, and I got in somewhere in here. I think I did not catch the exact bottom. I think I got it somewhere here when I was looking at this kind of structure here, and again stop below here. Not risking too much here either. It was because again, that was a position that definitely has a clear invalidation here, very close to it, so I don't see an issue with that count either. This would again give us the potential of having this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, so would be expecting 3, 4, 5 into the third, fourth, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, creating something like that to get another clear 5-way structure of these lows would be the ideal thing here. We did not peak any of the previous highs with this one, at least here on local time frame, which is good, and we'll look into this if we do get that pump. But again, the invalidation is very close. I'm already short on SP500 from these highs, and again long from these, so I'm playing two counts against each other. I don't have a stop just beyond here. I have a way larger stop on this one. But again, I'm considering this as more of a local time frame possibility, but we'll see, of course, how that turns out. But I think that is the trade that I'm looking for today. If we are breaking these lows, then this most likely is the start of something. And well, I don't really have a good looking wave structure in here that would explain. Maybe it's something like this to create a wave 1, 2 downwards, 1, 2, and then 3 downwards. Again, this wave 2 has taken quite a lot of time in comparison, so again, that makes it a bit less likely. But we'll see how that turns out. I think that's going to be enough for SP500 today. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, again, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of the day. See you next video. Bye bye.